Hey guys, welcome back to the channel one more time. I am Depayan and I'm returning from my mechanic store, Utpal. So today was chain sprocket day. Actually, my Highness's chain sprocket had a premature wear due to a lot of reasons. Mainly my carelessness. So the chain was completely worn out, and I was trying to find out a solution to how to replace the chain and not the sprocket. I didn't want to spend on the sprocket, and in the process I had end up with a different chain which is supposedly better quality than the Highness's stock chains sprocket. So that was the experiment for which I had to go to Utpal, because it was not a straight fit. It had to be modified a little bit, and I absolutely don't suggest this to anyone because it could be risky, because the chain had to be cut, the new chain. I sourced the chain from Honda CBR 250R. The pitch and the size and everything is same, just that the CBR's chain is a tad bit longer than the stock chain of Highness, maybe around 3 to 4 links more. So that had to be taken care of, so it had to be chopped out and made for the size to fit in the Highness. The mechanic inside me, that bug had bit me, so I just wanted to experiment a little bit. So once the links are chopped off and the chain is a direct fit, I mean the pitch and the size and everything of the links are identical. So for that I went to Utpal and had the job done. Apart from that, the bike needs a little bit of, pampering. Initially, I thought of giving it a good paint job. I thought of changing the paint shade of this motorcycle to something else. But later on, I thought, maybe not this time. Let's just keep the stock color combination of this motorcycle, which is blue and white. And I would like to give it a new bike prep. I would like to, do a little bit of paint job here and there regarding the other parts, because the paint from the chassis and the paint from the alloy wheels little bit here and there are all kind of chipping off. So I would be giving this bike a new bike prep. As you guys must be knowing, I run a detailing workshop, so it's an easy thing for me to go about it. I would do part by part, so everything will be covered in my channel. Obviously, I would take apart the bike part by part and then do all the painting jobs and refreshing jobs, or maybe brushing off here and there, and treating several parts, internal parts, to bring it back to its original factory form. I hate people like this, man, spitting in the middle of the road. And they behave as if it's their birthright. Bloody assholes. Anyway. Took out the Highness after a long time. As usual, it got started in the first self and moved out of my garage and the road, no problem whatsoever. It's also in a dirty state. because the last time I took it out it was raining, so a little bit of dust here and there is there, which is bothering me a little bit. So as I said, I won't be changing the shade of the motorcycle, the color of the motorcycle. I would be taking off the tank, taking off the handlebar, taking out the meter console, everything, every damn thing in the motorcycle is going to come out except the engine, the wheels, or maybe the wheels too. That I will decide when I start doing the job, while doing the job, whether it is needed or not. And then slowly I would take care of the parts that needs attention and do the necessary cleaning, polishing, painting, refreshing, any kind of treatment that it needs to, you know, bring it back to original form, and then I'm going to put things back. So it is going to be an episode based project. I would cover maybe one or two topics one or two objects in every single episode. So I hope it'll be fun, it'll be informative, you're gonna like it, that's what I feel. Do let me know in the comment section whether you welcome this kind of things, this kind of content. I won't be keeping this, okay, because I have to remove this. There are a lot of scratches in it, and when I inquired in the Big Wing outlet, they said only this particular thing, this particular windshield is not available. You have to buy the complete set, and it's costly. So it's basically pointless for me. I had installed it for the aesthetic purpose, and I am going to remove it because it looks awful with all these scratches and everything. So that's going away. And handlebar, I think I'm going to paint it back to black. Had enough of this silver thing. It's just on the face. So yep, that's going to be painted black. And I'm going to paint the front forks. The paint in it is chipping off. I think it's a common thing with all the motorcycles, not only Highness but every other motorcycle. After a certain amount of time, the front forks, as they get direct, wind contact with all the dust and everything, so they go bad. The paint corrodes. So that is a portion which is basically not painted, it is powder coated, but I'm not going to powder coat it back. I'm going to have it painted, since that's easy and that's more feasible. Powder coating, good quality powder coating is very difficult to find in my location, so I'm going to bunk with the powder coat. I'm going to have it painted, and we are not going to have it black. We are going to replicate the exact color which is there. That is some sort of mud color, I guess. Yeah, it's not black, it's something else. So whatever it is, they are going to mix the colors and bring that particular shade, as close as possible. It's definitely not going to be identical. So that's the painter's job, or the paint seller's job. So he will just do that, and he will provide me with that particular shade, and then the painter is going to paint it. After riding the KTM Duke 390 for some amount of time, for around 1 month, 1.5 months, I took out the CB for a spin. So huge difference. Quite obvious. Well, not just the negative, the positive. difference is also there, like the smoothness, the refinement, the comfortable sitting posture and all such stuffs are all quite evident. The KTM Duke 390 is a powerhouse in its segment. It just pulls and pulls. On the other hand, this one gives you a very soft and very composed, very, aristocratic feeling. The aristocracy comes along with this motorcycle, no doubt about it. And the Duke, on the other hand, in one word, if I got to explain, youth. It's young. It's always young. No matter what your age is, it is definitely going to make you feel 10 to 15 years younger. There is no second thought about it. So every bike has its own pros and cons. Not talking about the specs, not talking about the behavior of the bike, just the character of a motorcycle that I'm talking. So now see, off camera I have done a lot of different kind of riding with this motorcycle as well. I'm sure we all do that, regardless of the kind of rider we are. Sometimes our heart wants to just blow through it, and we do it. So I have done those kind of riding in my Highness as well, but in the KTM it's like that is the kind of riding that bike is meant for, and it's continuously going to provoke you to ride rough, rash, but it's quite possible to ride it in a cool and composed manner. And the Gen 3 is more capable of doing that. Whereas the Highness is always going to, provoke you to be comfortable, ride in a very, comfortable speed. I mean, very low speed. In spite of high speed capability in this motorcycle, it's always going to provoke you to ride in your comfort zone, which for an average rider like me is around, I'm talking inside the city, around 50-60 kilometers per hour. Sometimes I even ride at 40 kilometers per hour, and I just enjoy to the fullest. I mean, I can't explain in words how much I enjoy riding this bike at 40 kilometers per hour in third or fourth gear. I can do that all day long. Yep, of course, provided I have time in my hand, which is a big factor for all of us. So just explaining the scenario. I hate chrome garnish in a car. I hate it. So that's pretty much it for this vlog, guys. Stay tuned as the episodes are going to start soon, and in between you're also going to see vlogs with my new motorcycle, the Duke 390. This car in front of me has a lot of swirl marks. The person who cleans the car, I don't know who does the job with a dirty cloth, or not a soft cloth. One of the perks of being a detailer is, even if you don't want, you see all the imperfections in car paint every now and then. It always falls into my attention. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned for my future videos. As I said, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. Good night. Bye bye.